Hi guys, this is Medium Joe out on my hours a lot of time for walking. So just thought I'd do a little video for you guys. I'm in the absolute middle of nowhere, so just surrounded by trees and fields, just absolutely amazing. I want to start and try and engage you guys on a number of different forums, particularly during this time when we're on lockdown, things are a bit scary and stressful, to try and offer support and trying to give insight into a number of different things. One about your emotional well-being and mental health, which is absolutely fundamental during these times, making sure you're looking after yourself physically, mentally, staying connected with people, not buying into this almost fear way of looking at things. So reading articles that are there to fuel fear and anxiety, making sure that you're looking at information which is accurate, really. The amount of messages I've had whereby a friend of a friend's just come out of a meeting and am I going to be on the street, or someone, their friend works in the Ministry of Defence, and that's scaremongering. It doesn't help anyone. So try and look at factual things. Massively important that we maintain our emotional well-being during these times. So if you are worried, there's apps, meditation apps like Headspace, which help to keep you in the focus at the moment, help try and bring clarity to your mind. There's people out there that'll be suffering with mental health issues and feeling isolated, and it's bottom language, it's fucking scary for everyone. So know that you're not on your own. I want to do a video today to just talk about mediumship and answer some of those questions that we get, whether when someone finds out I'm a medium or psychic, have those questions, or on my live feed. So we're going to just whiz through them. So we're going to start with the difference between what a medium and what a psychic is. So a psychic is someone that picks up on people's energies, that can talk about the past and the present and what might happen in the future, whereas a medium connects with people that have passed over, so connects with people's conscious that has left their physical body and gone on to the spirit world, whatever and wherever that may be. So it's kind of the main difference, really. Just on that about the spirit world, in the 16 years that I've been doing this work, if you ask me what my views were, what the spirit world's like, I don't honestly know. I was recently meditating and one of my guides said to me, and they didn't mean this in a derogatory way, they meant it in a positive way, they just said, you have absolutely no idea what is out there. And I'm okay with that. So what the spirit world is like, I don't know. And again, it's when I do this work, it's just my interpretation of it. Okay, so I guess it's about us finding our own truths, really. The other question I get asked a lot, and something which kind of frustrates me, to be honest, not the question, but people's views on this, really, is there bad spirits? Are there negative energies? Personally, I really struggle with this. I think there's a lot of, within the media and in films, fear sells. So if you're promoting something that's perceived to be as nasty or evil, people are going to be more engaged in that because we like to be scared, we like to be fearful. Personally, I've never come across a negative spirit. I don't 100% believe in them. I'm not going to completely disregard that. I'll see mediums and psychics say that they're picking up on negative energies or negative or evil spirits. Sometimes I think that's about their own miseducation. Other times I think it's about their ego, and it's easier for them to say, I sense there's negative energy, and it be about their ego and about them rather than being able to give a factual message to someone. Mediumship and psychic work should be about working in love and light. It should be about developing yourself and helping with healing and grief, things like that, not this pantomime nonsense that we see on Paranormal Show and things like that. So that's kind of that view, really. The other question I get is, I get asked quite regularly, what's the difference between a ghost and a spirit? And really valid question, really. So a ghost is almost like a memory that we download in that environment. So I don't know, if we use York as an example, quite often people see Roman soldiers walking down the street. These soldiers won't engage with anyone or interact with anyone, and it's like they're in a time lapse of their own. So that's kind of what a ghost is. It's almost like a memory, where a spirit is when we can interact with someone. It's someone that's been living, that has then passed on and gone to the world of spirit. and come back to communicate with us. So that's kind of the difference there. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was something that's quite interesting, and just going back to whether or not we have evil spirits and things like that, is this idea of poltergeist, really. Now, there's two types of poltergeist. There is one which we've all seen in The Conjuring and you know, things like that, whereby you know, a spirit will come and cause mischief and mayhem. The word poltergeist means noisy ghost in German. So that's kind of where that comes from. There is research into these, but one of the things that's quite difficult about it is that quite often in poltergeist cases, they come out of nowhere, they're short-lived, maybe for a year, 2 years, and then disappear, never to be seen again. So quite hard to track, and the phenomena is it's not consistent, so it's sporadic over a period of time. That's normally attributed to a spirit personality. The other type of poltergeist, and probably the more common one that people will come across, is when prepubescent children start to go through their teenage years, and for whatever reason their energy creates phenomena to happen around them and within the home environment. When that person's taken out, that phenomena cease. Now that's quite a common thing, and probably not a lot of people know about this, but that is one of the main types of poltergeist phenomena, almost this psychokinetic energy that's created, that moves objects, that creates things that seem paranormal in nature, and they probably are. Paranormal in nature means, you know, something that we don't understand. That's what paranormal is. So there are crossovers sometimes when you have that mixture of that person that's creating that energy and also a spirit energy within that sort of setting, but they are very few and far between. Now, there's probably a lot more poltergeist things that phenomena that people have experienced, but they keep it quiet, you know, for fear of ridicule and things like that. But there is research into it. The Society for Psychical Research, which is a psychical research sort of agency both for and against paranormal claims, have been studying this work since the 1880s, and you know, were involved in the infamous Enfield case from the 70s, and also the Cardiff poltergeist from, I think, from the 1980s, with the excellent psychical researcher David Fontana, who sadly passed away. So those are different types of sort of poltergeist you can get. I just want to get back to this idea of sort of negative energies and things like that, and this whole idea around demons and fairies and things like that. I guess people will say that mediumship isn't evidence-based or scientific in nature, and I'd argue against that, and I'd happily talk to people about a number of different research papers that are published with regards to it. The issue I have with demons and fairies and things like that is that there's no scientific research for them. You know, there's no evidence to state that they're factual. So when people are talking about these elementals and all these different things, all these fancy, wonderful things, I guess I question it and I say, where's your evidence for that? You know, it's okay you saying that, but where is that evidence for that, really? So I really don't believe in those sort of things. The one final thing I'll just say to you, because one of the things I've realised is that I've been doing live feeds and I've been struggling a little bit with that connection, partly because of my own internet connection, the irony with that, but also as well, you know, trying to deal with my own mental health, trying to keep myself occupied and sort of sane during these periods, plus that energy that's just around everyone at the moment. You know, it's so difficult, everything's so uncertain, but it's about still trying to support people and also let people know that, you know, I feel scared, I feel vulnerable as well, and that, you know, that's okay. It's okay to feel like that. What's not okay is to let ourselves get stuck in that sort of mindset. So try and keep positive, try and keep yourselves occupied as much as you can. Reconnect with family, reconnect with friends. You know, if you've not spoken to one of your friends for, I don't know, a year or so, give them a call, chat to them, check in on them. And those random acts of kindness that we do and that compassion that we give to others will ultimately help us as well. Okay, right. The very fact that I've been able to sit here for 10 minutes and just chat away with no one else about just shows how isolated it is. So I'm going to take some time just to appreciate the sounds around me. Stay safe. Check out my Snapchat, check out my Instagram, check out my Medium page on Facebook, Medium Joe. Check out my book, Critical Mediumship, on Amazon. if you like this context, please let me know. Be safe, and I'll catch you in a bit, guys. Okay, bye bye.